Hi friends, today we will have our second experiment of vibration length. That is to find out the radius of gyration of a compound pendulum. Now, what is compound pendulum? See, if any rigid body is suspended from a point and it is free to oscillate, okay, so this is known as your compound pendulum. So in this experiment, what we have to find out? We have to find out the radius of gyration of this bar by using time period. Okay, so first of all, there is a relation to find out. There is a relation between time period and k. See, 2 pi root under k square plus h square by gh, where k equals to the radius of gyration and h equals to the distance between the point of suspension to the center of gravity. Okay, this is the center of gravity of this whole bar. So this distance is your h. Second, if I give it O and this is G, so OG is the distance between point of suspension to the center of gravity, and you know what is G. So now the point is how this equation came, okay, or how this relation came. So first of all, if this pendulum is allowed to rotate about a fixed axis, this is the axis, this is the theta, for angle of theta. So when it moves to this point, there will be a restoring force. If I give a displacement in this direction, so in the opposite direction of this displacement, there will be a restoring force, or you can say restoring torque. So first of all, we find out the restoring torque. Okay, this restoring torque will be, suppose if this is a CG, the mass will act in this way, mg way. So restoring torque will be act in this way. So restoring torque will be force, this is the gravity force, into the perpendicular distance from the axis. So this is the axis and this is your perpendicular distance. Okay, so this will be your h sine theta. So here we are considering that theta is very less. So when the theta is very less, then this motion will be linear. Okay, so when theta is very less, the sine theta will be your theta. So it will be mg into h theta, mg h theta. This is your restoring torque. Again, just wait. Again, we know the torque equals to, again the torque equals to I theta dot dot. Here the I, if we take I, is the moment of inertia of this bar, or you can say of this pendulum. So torque equals to I into acceleration. So we all know that F equals to force equals to mass into acceleration. For in case of rotational motion, we are considering as a torque, F as a torque, and M as a I, and acceleration is this is d square x by dt square. Okay, so now in case of equilibrium, this torque is equal to this restoring torque. So we can write I theta dot dot equals to minus mg h theta. Here we have put one minus because we gave displacement to this direction and there is a torque acting in this direction to bring the pendulum to the equilibrium. Okay, so that is why we give minus here. So I theta dot dot plus mg h theta equals to 0, theta dot dot plus mg h by I theta equals to 0. Here this equation is quite similar to the equation of simple harmonic motion, which is theta dot dot plus omega square theta equals to 0. Here this omega square term will be this. So we can equate this omega square equals to mg h by I, where omega equals to root under mg h by I. So we got the value of omega. Now you all know this time period equals to 2 pi by omega. So this will be I by mgh. This is the relation. Now what is this I? This I is the moment of inertia of this pendulum about this axis, about this point. Okay, so we need to find out the moment of inertia of this pendulum from its center of gravity. Okay, from this point. So for that we will use parallel axis theorem. So by using parallel axis theorem, it will be I equals to Ig plus m into the distance between these 2 points, that is m a square, that is h. So we will put this here in this equation, 2 pi Ig is the moment of inertia about its Cg, m into h square by mgh. Again we know Ig equals to mk square plus mh square. So from here we will get m will get cancel out, k square plus h square by gh. So this is the final relation. This is the final relation between time period and the radius of gyration. So where we will put values to find k. That's all. Students, see, this is the experimental setup for the compound pendulum, where you can see this a bar is suspended from a knife edge point. So first of all, what is a compound pendulum? So when a rigid body is suspended from a point and it is free to oscillate, so this is known as compound pendulum, and it will oscillate about a fixed point. So this is the fixed point. So what we did in our last class is simple pendulum. So the difference between simple pendulum and compound pendulum is that in simple pendulum we have neglected the mass of the string, but in case of compound pendulum we are considering the whole mass. So this is the basic difference between these two. So here we have this pendulum. See, this is the rigid body which is suspended from a knife edge bracket. So we are taking here the knife edge bracket, where this bar will have a line contact with this bracket. Okay, so let's understand in the board. So what we have to find, what we need to find out in this experiment. See, you know this relation. So in the table, the second column is total length. Total length means the length of the whole bar, whole rectangular bar. So this will be your total length L. So now the question may rise, why we find the whole length? Because first of all we need to measure the center of gravity. We need to find out the center of gravity point. So for that we need to measure the whole length, because as we have taken a symmetric bar, so for this case the center of gravity will be L by 2. So this portion will be your L by 2. So that is why first of all we have to measure the whole length. Now in third column we have to find OG. OG, that means the distance between the point of suspension to the center of gravity. This is your H. Okay, so this is your OG. Now this is N, that is number of oscillation. It is same as your previous experiment, and this is time taken for n oscillation. Say we are taking n equals to 5. Okay, so time taken in 5 oscillation, and this is T experimental. Now we have to find K experimental and K theoretical. Now you know what is K experimental. This is radius of gyration experimental, and this is K theoretical. Now how will you find the K theoretical? We know the moment of inertia of a rectangular bar about its center of gravity is ml square by 12. We know this thing, which is equals to mk square. So m will be cancelled out, so k will be L by root under 12. This is your K theoretical. Okay, so by this formula we will find K theoretical and we will validate the answer. That means we will find error percentage. So here we are calculating K. By using this K we can find out the moment of inertia of this bar also. Okay, so to do the experiment, the apparatus required is first of all a stopwatch to measure the time period and a measuring tape to measure the length. Okay, so in your second column you have saw that we have to measure the whole length of the bar. So here I am measuring the whole length. So this is the whole length of the bar is 58 centimeter. So the center of gravity will be half of it. So it will be 29. So here you can see there is a black line. This line indicates the center of gravity of this bar. Okay, I have marked it out for your convenience. Okay, now next we have to find out the h. H means distance between the point of suspension to the center of gravity. So it will be it will be 27 centimeter. Okay, so now we will oscillate the bar and measure the time period for 5 oscillation. Okay, and you know this, you have done this before in case of simple pendulum. So here I will give you a small amplitude, so you know why we are giving this small amplitude for oscillation. Here we will measure the time period for 5 oscillation. Okay, so let's start. 3, 2, 1, start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So time taken for 5 oscillation is 5.85 seconds. So now we will repeat this experiment by changing the bar. See, we have another bar like this. Okay, having a different length. So we have to find out the k of this bar also. So along with this, we have 2 or 3 rectangular bar. I am showing you. This is the example of rectangular bar with several holes. So by putting the bracket into a different hole, we can find out the radius of gyration of this bar also. All the values of this bar I will give you in PDF. So you have to do a calculation for this. So that's all. Thank you.